I kind of hate the group chat my boyfriend is in.
So my
25F
boyfriend, 30M, is in a group chat with all his friends.
Totally normal.
Whatever. Except I found out from his brother that at the beginning of our relationship like 2 years ago, he would always brag in the group chat about how much sex we were having. It makes me feel really uncomfortable that he did that, and I don't know if still does it or not. I kind of asked him in a jokey way if he has ever bragged to his friends about our sex life, and he told me he's never discussed that with anyone. I know this is a lie, because otherwise how would his brother know these details? Gross. Anyway, I also learned that he uses really racist language with his friends within the group. He has never been racist in front of me or around me. I know he hates racism as he himself has been a victim of it in the past. However, it makes me really uncomfortable to know he is openly using very racist language within his group chat, but also so are his friends. I've seen the racist messages myself, but not the messages about sex, as I think they're from a couple of years ago now. I'm just worried because these are the only two things his brother mentioned to me. So what else is he leaving out, forgetting? It just makes me feel uncomfortable, and I'm not sure how to bring this up to him without him getting angry at his brother for telling me. Any advice? Tia. You don't dislike the chat he's in. You dislike who your BF is behind your back. I am shocked by the other responses here. If you don't like intimate details about you being shared, bring it up in a non-jokey way to your BF. And tell him you know he talks about it and it makes you uncomfortable. I don't know how to solve the racism issue, but that would be a deal breaker for me. I broke up with one of my ex-boyfriends because I saw who he was around his friends behind my back, and it disgusted me. He was sexist, objectified me, and racist too, despite being Indian. Very right-wing Reddit, oh it's just a joke. We're just pretending to be Nazis, LMAO you fell for it, stuff. Doesn't matter why. Even if it was just him desperately trying to fit in with them by making racist and sexist jokes. The fact that he wants to fit in with people who find that stuff funny was disgusting enough for me to end it. You can both be a victim of racist and, at the same time, an active participant in racism. It might feel weird to see that if you're not someone who has experienced it. But it's absolutely a thing, and you'd be surprised how often people don't feel conflicted about it when they're doing it. Why is his brother telling you this? Like, what's his motivation? He's being a total wanker talking about your intimate details with friends. Probably as a joke, to make them jealous or whatever. It's disrespectful he's doing that. The racism thing would be a deal breaker for me personally, so that depends on the type of person you're okay being with. The messages are probably 10x worse than what you are imagining. You kinda just need to decide if this is the type of person you're okay being with. Yeah, dump the racist. I know he hates racism as he himself has been a victim of it in the past. I need some more context to this. He's saying racist things about other ethnic groups, races, but is also a minority and has been a victim to racism. Is that right? Stop having sex with him, so he has nothing to brag about. Rolling on the floor laughing. Too much sharing is unfortunately happens more often than not. My ex would share with me what his male friends did with their wives. I told him that I didn't want him to share. I have no proof if he did, but I assume he did. Many of my female friends share with me, and I tell them I don't want to hear it. They all think I'm a cold fish. A prude. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. I don't share. Male, female like to share details. It's not the chat that's the problem. It's the BF. If the chat wasn't there, he'd still say those things. Worrying about his brother at this point seems moot. Either you feel safe and secure in the relationship or you don't. Every couple has ups and downs, but the best thing is to talk it out. You don't need to lay blame, but a solid no. This is not okay is fair. However, as others have said, it's not the group chat you don't like. It's this side of BF. Watch out for the brother, that's all I can say. This would be a deal breaker for me. Do you want to associate yourself with a misogynist, racist person? Because when people find out he holds those views, those people will lump you in with him. You will be seen as a doormat in the relationship for putting up with him discussing your sex life with others. If you stay with him, you will also be known as a racist too. After all, the saying, "You are the company you keep," fits in perfectly here. I think his brother wants a shot at gold with you. You are the company you keep, which would make your boyfriend and his buddies misogynistic, racist, assholes. Run from that one. Certainly some of the ways we behave changes depending on the company. But that might be something like swearing in some company and not in others. It doesn't change who we are. You know he's lied to you. Was it an easy or convincing lie? Could you pick it was different to other things he's said if you didn't know it was a lie? Because he lied about it, he knows it's wrong too. And people don't use racist language if they're opposed to racism. It sounds like he's a guy who likes to give it, but not get it, like every bully in history. My advice is to have a genuine and open-minded conversation with him. He might not have lied. He could have honestly forgot he made any remarks years ago. You could bring up that you found out he did, and hear his explanation. Obviously his brother doesn't like him, so I won't expect him to paint your boyfriend in a positive light. About the racist messages, I don't really know the extent of it, but context is what matters the most. You don't really know the kind of group dynamic he's in. If I'm with my childhood best friend, we might make a racial joke or so in private. Doesn't make any of us racists. But because what you saw makes you uncomfortable, you should confront him about it and tell him how it makes you feel. Hear his explanation, and see how you feel from there. Because you're the one who has to decide what to do. The reason why I'm not telling you to break up with him like most of the other comments are, because I don't see the red flags that would have me to tell you break it off right away in good conscience. If I were you, I'd make sure to have all the info and context and a long, honest conversation before making a decision. Good luck. What is the racial makeup of this group chat? Racist jokes in a diverse group of friends isn't really that bad. Speaking as a brown guy with a racially diverse friend circle.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Aircast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.